Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before I start this lesson, I want to give all the honor, praise, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahaha, Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, blessing, and salutation to the hopeful elect that are out there diligently pushing His word in truth and in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, this is your brother Kazak Tazabah coming at you once again through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shai Shai. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying and to the point. All right, so here on the People's Voice, all right, there was an article released yesterday. Reason WEF warns an era of shock events is coming. All right, so in other words, they're saying there's going to be a time, all right, a time in which major events, all right, are going to take place. Okay, what's also known as black swan events, okay, false flags and things of that nature. All right, so here they are, giving warning, okay, because as a part of their rules or whatever you want to call it, they tell us what they're going to do before they do it. Now it's really up to the people, all right, what they do with that information. Okay, and in our case, all right, those who have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Shai Shai, all right, we are to remain faithful, okay, because a lot of people are going to revert to, taking matters into their own hands, all right, trying to preserve themselves, all right, storing up, like doomsday prepping and buying ammunition and all these guns and stuff. Well, that stuff isn't going to save you, man. Okay, saving up your riches, going and buying doomsday bunkers are not going to save you. All right, because the Lord will always find a way, okay, to take somebody out. Okay, it's simple. There's nothing to Yahweh Shai, man. All right, so let's go ahead and read a little bit of this article. Bring out some scripture, all right? It says, according to Professor Maha Hussein Aziz of New York University, the coming decade will be shaped by heightened global risk and unpredictable shock events. Okay, unpredictable, right? So things that will come out of left field. Now you have to look and understand what time we are currently living in, all right? We are in the time, we are in election year, okay? Typically around this time, okay, something, through every presidency, okay, something happens, man, okay? Because if you go back far enough, go back to 2020, what was going on during that time, all right? They started a whole C-19 situation, the Plan D, okay? The planned demic. All right. Now, 4 years later, we're coming into a new election year. All right. They've already been talking about how there has been a spread of mpox. OK, and, how the HIV. OK, they're putting, giving people some more, trying to put more venom juice in people. OK, which essentially is giving them the effects of the HIV, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, which is pretty much weakens your or compromises your system. Okay, so that's just one instant. Now you still have to factor in war. All right, you have to factor in these migrants that are coming across the border. Okay. You have these Venezuelan gangs, growing, you know, exponentially, like growing to the point where, you know, they're starting to they're taking over, you know, people's homes, taking over certain cities, and just causing chaos. All right, bucking up to law enforcement. Okay, I believe there was a story of somebody shooting back at police officers. You know, these are the times that we're living in. Okay, so our main focus need not be on the things that are of this world. Yes, it may be hard to, you know, pull yourself out of certain situations, or, you know, but at the end of the day, man, this thing is going to crash, man. Okay, this whole beast system is going to crash and is going to fall. All right, Babylon will fall, as ancient Rome, as ancient Greece, you know, ancient Egypt, and all the other kingdoms, all right, that had us in captivity. All right, all these kingdoms come to an end, and we just so happen to live and be in that time where we are going to witness the fall of our enemies. All right, and these elites know this. All right, they know it. Okay, that's why they have these meetings, these, you know, WEF, you know, H or WHO meetings, and, you know, I forget what they're called, but they have them up there in don't get me lying, I can't even think of the country. Davos. They have those Davos meetings, Davos, Switzerland. You know, why else would they have them out in another country as Davos, out in the middle of nowhere in the mountains, to discuss their plans? You know, they're plotting. Okay, these are the same people that it's referring to in Psalms 83rd chapter. So if those are the same conglomerates, the same group of people, okay, these other nations coming together to discuss ways to pretty much, you know, take over, all right, keep control, and to keep the Israelites down. All right. These are the same people who are given these warnings. Okay. Because they're the ones doing it. Right. It says anything can happen in our post-Plan D era, and went on to list 3 potential shock events that could happen soon. The first is emergence of new global extremist groups, which the professor claims could use AI to create a new kind of terrorisms. Okay. Now, there are groups. Okay, you got just about a month ago, I think it's the George Soros are hiring these Proud Boys, these right wing, you know, men, Edomites. Okay, and you know, sending them out in U-Haul trucks, and, you know, having them protest and, you know, show their force. All right, you got the Proud Boys, you got the not I can't even say the word, but you know what I'm saying. The Nazis. All right, the skinheads. You got all these different groups coming together. All right, to pretty much, you know, take back what they feel is theirs, not knowing that the world was created for our sake, really. Okay, if you want to be technical, scriptures go into how the world was created for our sake, for the Israelites. Okay, but America, this you know, blood-filled land, all right, of our people, this is what they're claiming, and they're trying to reclaim it. Okay, what you call it? They even deem those who are preaching a so-called black Messiah. Okay, now we know that Yahweh Shai is a so-called black. He would be a so-called black man, a very dark-skinned man from the tribe of Judah. All right, so even we, okay, as Israelites who teach the gospel, who teach the prophecies, all right, are deemed as one of these groups. Okay. And when you go back to COINTELPRO, all right, they were pretty much trying to, they enforced laws, okay, to prevent such a thing from happening. All right. Because the Black Panther Party was all about uniting, black people uniting. And don't forget about them either. That's another group. But the thing about them is that they trust in bearing arms. They trust in Esau's legislation and, the Second Amendment rights and this and that. Okay. They trusting in, because without Esau, they won't thrive, man. Because how else are they going to get these firearms to protect themselves? They got to go to Esau. Okay, they still got to go to the enemy for the one of all things. Right? The one thing that separates us, all right, and when I say us, I mean the Israelites, true believers of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, is we have faith. Okay? We wrestle not against flesh and blood. All right, we know that this is a thing of not of carnality. This is nothing that's carnal. This is spiritual. Okay, and the only way to combat spiritual is with spiritual, not with carnal means. All right. So hey, they're a lost cause either way. All right, but this is what they're going to try to project, okay, to the public. All right. These groups, right? It says, with the world distracted with multiple major wars and leadership in decline, this could be an opportunistic time for a new extreme group to make its mark and maybe not face as many consequences. Perhaps it will even leverage AI tools to kick off a new phase of terrorism. Okay, because, AI is improving so much to the point where they could generate just by typing in what they want. All right. AI will generate exactly what you ask of it. Okay. In the form of image, in the form of video. Okay. There are AI tools that can alter it'll take your voice, and they can alter it to have it say whatever it is that they want it to say. And those words could have not even wouldn't have even had to come out of your mouth. Right? But that's what AI can do. All right? They can translate your language into other languages. Okay? That's how they're going to try to frame certain men of the Lord. Okay? When persecution comes. You see? This is a part of that beast system that the scriptures go into. All right. It says the next potential shock event is deliberate cyber plan D. As Aziz points to recent CrowdStrike outage, which crippled computer systems worldwide as an example of the chaos and damage large-scale cyber attacks could cause. The outage cost Fortune 500 companies $5.4 billion alone. Imagine if a bad actor did this on purpose and an even grander scale. Professor Aziz's final prediction is that the small island nation could sink under the ocean due to climate change. Blah, 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 blah. All right. It says other predictions made by Professor Aziz, including the dispersal of global power away from the U.S., which is burdened with global wars and domestic challenges, that the recurrent crisis of political legitimacy in the U.S. and abroad will deepen, and there will be a more complex global mental health crisis. Okay? They're going to try to, those who aren't compliant, okay, they're going to try to deem those individuals as, something mentally health related, who aren't willing to bow down to Baal, who's not willing to bow down to this beast system, okay, they are going to try to deem these people, okay, those who are not compliant, as something is wrong with them, and they need to either be detained, they need to be re-educated, right? And that's when a lot of people are going to get grabbed up and taken to these concentration camps. Okay. It says the 2022 founder Klaus Schwab warned that the world must prepare for the frightening scenario of comprehensive cyber attack, which will make the C-19 Plan D seem like a small disturbance by comparison. Okay. Because in the event of the C-19, you were still able to live somewhat normal life. You just couldn't go out and about and do the things that you wanted to do. But imagine what a cyber attack could do. Okay? Just think about that. People were comfortable in their homes during the C-19. People was enjoying not having to go to work and just be able to live comfortably within their homes. With a cyber attack, you have to understand that makes everything, virtually impossible, okay, to live comfortably, right? Because you have to understand the electric, okay, grid, all right, will be affected. Okay, the water supply chain, the food supply chain, water pumps are run off of electricity. Okay, so if certain pumps or whatever is affected, how are you going to be able to have running water? Okay, how will you be able to buy? Okay, how are you going to make purchases? People will stay home on Amazon all day, buying stuff on Amazon, So not only will you be stuck in your house, but you will literally not be able to do anything, which is going to cause people to lose their minds. Literally. Okay? When they can't cook, right? If you don't already have a something already prepared, as such as like a propane stovetop cooker, or having water saved or put aside, little stuff, having a filter straw, okay, where if you have to live, or if you live by a lake and you have the chance to withdraw water, do you know the steps to be able to clean it? Can you boil it? Can you even boil it? Right? Do you have a life straw to the point where you can filter out all those, unwanted, stuff that's in that water? Little stuff like this. People have no idea what this could do. Okay. So this is something that they are anticipating. This is something that we've been expecting. Okay. And how are we getting ready? Spiritually. That's why, we're on top of our scriptures, having this, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of this word, having the faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, because, and even down to the hell that we catch. Okay, we're catching it now. That way we don't have to catch it. We would have built up a tolerance, okay, of pain and sufferings and tribulations. So, yes, it won't be easy, okay, because every man will be tried. However, we will have the strength, okay, to get through it, unlike a lot of people. You see? And that's the difference. That's why this of what we preach and what we teach and we prophesy on is so important, and that it should not be taken lightly. Okay? The last thing on your mind is how are you going to, last thing on your mind needs to be anything 5 years from now, as far as, your careers, your retirement, your, your education, all that. That doesn't matter. What matters now is this truth. Okay? Because without this word, without this truth, you're done for. To keep it plain, to keep it simple, you're done. You don't have your spiritual talents. You don't have your that spiritual bank account with reserves. All right. That's when it comes down to this work. The Apostle Ramlab would often say, when we do the work, okay, we're storing up riches in heaven, as the scriptures go into. And during the time of Jacob's trouble, you're going to have to reach into that spiritual bank account. Okay, you're going to have to go into that spiritual savings account. All right. You see? Because all the stuff that we've done in terms of work for Esau, all this means nothing. None of this is going to save us. Right? So let's go ahead and bring out some scriptures. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 12 and 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. And that's what we hope and pray, that our names are written in the book of life. Okay? For doing the will of the Lord. Okay? For being a good and faithful servant to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And that's all we want to do, man. Okay? Someone with pure intentions and with, who does this in sincerity, not for clout or any other reasons. We do this to be called up into the chariots, man. All right? Before the destruction. We want to hear that well done, my good and faithful servant. We look forward to hearing that. Okay? Then we will have known that we had been chosen. Because we don't know if we're chosen. We may be called. Okay? But being called is great. Don't get me wrong. But we want to be chosen, because there are many called, all right, that are called into this truth for whatever purpose, and then they could fall out. You have false prophets that are called because they have a purpose in leading people astray. Okay? So it's not just to be called, but to have been chosen. So that's what we're striving for. All right? And it will be so bad that the Lord is going to, Yahushua is going to send Michael, okay, the chief prince of the heavenly army, the heavenly host of armies, the angels, who's in charge of all of them. The Lord is going to have to send him on behalf for the elect, for the hopeful elect, man. That's how serious it's going to be. There's video surfacing of UFOs, chariots of the Lord, making their appearances. Okay? Angels appearing, making themselves known, making their presence known, reassuring us that we're being watched over, we're being looked over. Okay? The Lord sees us, man, and he doesn't forget his children, man. Okay? He knows exactly who we are. We just have to endure, be patient, and ride this thing out to the end, man, and be faithful unto the Lord. Okay? I want to get the book of Matthew chapter 24 and 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time. No, nor even shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. And how are these days being shortened? By the fulfillment of prophecy. All right. It's a snowball effect. one thing will lead into another that will lead into another, and it just keeps building and it keeps just growing. Okay. But if these days hadn't been shortened, in other words, expedited, okay, no flesh would be saved. Okay. Esau will have gotten everybody for that matter. All right. We without Yahweh Shem Yahshai, we could only do this for so long. Okay. That's why the Lord has to step in. All right. But a lot of people, for those who don't have the Lord, man, the Lord is going to, these people are going to reap what they've sown. You see, either you would have sown, good seed or bad seed. It's either good or bad. Okay. And you're going to get what you deserve. This is the Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 12. And it says, and it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their lees. See? So the Lord is he's searching Jerusalem with candlesticks, with candles, with light. Okay. And who are these, what is this symbolic to? The Lord searching Jerusalem with candles. What is that symbolic to? The angels of the Lord. The angels, the chariots, okay, coming and spying over the land, scoping out the land, looking at people, watching people's behaviors, watching Israel, seeing how Israel is as a nation. And they're reporting it all back to the Lord, And that's exactly what the Lord has required them to do. Okay? Because they don't do anything that hasn't been ordered by Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right? And it says, and that say in their heart, the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil. Okay? They think that the Lord isn't going to do anything. Right? Because they feel, oh, well, people have been saying that for years, that the Lord was going to return years ago. And he still hasn't. Right? I came across a rap battle. Some dude, some clown, mocking the Lord, saying stuff like, how I know Jesus was black? That's what he says. This is what he says. He said something like, why I know Jesus was black was because he said his mom and his dad had him, and he had another man raise him, or something like that, talking about the Most High. Another one he said was, you want to know how I know Jesus was black is because, he left his children, said he was going to come back and still hasn't, or something like that. Something just blaspheme, right? The Lord going to deal with people like that, man. Because they don't think that the Lord is actually going to return. They don't think that the Lord is really going to say, what he says he's going to do. And that's because they lack the knowledge of these scriptures. Okay? They lack the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Okay? It says, therefore their goods shall become a booty, and their houses a desolation. They shall also build houses, but not inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards, but not drink the wine thereof. The great day of the Lord is near, it is near, and hasteneth greatly, even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. Okay? And that's what's going to happen to the majority of Israel. All right? For settling on their lees. Okay? Let's get Isaiah chapter 26 and verse 20. And it reads, come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers and shut thy doors about thee. Now this is you know, there's a duality. This is a twofold scripture. Okay, because yes, this could apply for, you know, getting delivered. Okay, by way of, us beaming up, in a twinkling of an eye. 1 Thessalonians, the 4th chapter. Okay, and being caught up in the chariots, right? But this could also, in terms of, entering into thy chambers, entering into the house of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, okay, which is this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Okay, when you go into, let's go back. When you go into the word chambers, chadar, okay, which chamber, room, parlor, innermost, or inward part, or within. Okay, so a room, right? So let's go to Proverbs chapter 24 and verse 3. And it reads, through wisdom is an house builded, okay, which a lot of people lack. Okay, people don't even have a house. Okay, they don't have wisdom, because the wisdom of this world is not wisdom. The wisdom of wickedness is not wisdom. Scriptures say that. It says, through wisdom is an house builded, and by understanding it is established. And by knowledge shall the chambers be filled with all precious and pleasant riches. Okay? A wise man is strong, yea, a man of knowledge increaseth his strength. Okay? But the point of that is, a house is built through wisdom, established by understanding, and knowledge is being filled with, the chambers. Okay? So going back to Isaiah 26 and 20, once again, there's the double fold meaning. Come, my people, enter into thy chambers, into my chambers, into thy thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Okay, meaning, come into the dwelling place of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, man. Right? Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 10. The name of the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. Right? Psalms chapter 91 and 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. All right? Under the protection. Okay? So let's go back once again. Isaiah 26 and 20. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment until the indignation be overpassed. Okay, the indignation, the wrath, okay, the Lord's anger be overpassed. Okay, when will we see the Lord's anger? Jacob's trouble. Okay, we're seeing the Lord, we're seeing the wrath of the Lord. We're seeing judgment go out throughout all the earth. Okay, but we're really going to see a great deal of that during the time of Jacob's trouble. And we're going to know we're in Jacob's trouble. There won't be any questions about it. You won't have to sit and think, are we in Jacob's trouble? We're going to know. All right. Then we will be activated in our spirits. Okay. And we will move according to the Spirit. All right. And be guided and led by the Spirit, as we are right now to this day. It says, for behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood and shall no more cover her slain. All right. I'm going to read that in NLT. It says, go home, my people, and lock your doors. Hide yourself for a little while until the Lord's anger is past. Look, the Lord is coming from heaven to punish the people of the earth for their sins. The earth will no longer hide those who have been killed. They will be brought out for all to see. All right. But the point of the matter is, all right, having trust and faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay, because those who don't, those who mock, scoff, who don't know the Lord, who don't have faith, all right, they're the main ones that are going to get caught up, okay, in these things, all right, and they're going to have to deal with, pure hell, okay, pure hell, man. So that was pretty much it for this lesson. So I want to end it by giving all the honor, praise, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Wadash. And until next time, Shalom.